Hello, welcome back to another breaking news update. My name is Jimmy Boyd, and you were watching Boyd News. I want to thank you so much for tuning in today. I've got a very wild report coming out from China to share with all of you, and we're going to talk about the recently imposed tariffs that U.S. President Donald Trump placed onto China recently. So take a look at your screen. China warns the U.S. it is ready for any type of war after recent tariffs. The world's top two economies have edged closer to a trade war after Trump slapped more tariffs on all Chinese goods. China quickly retaliated, imposing 10 to 15% tariffs on U.S. farm products. So, I actually have an article we're going to go over right now talking about this. This is pretty crazy, yeah. So the Chinese embassy of the US actually posted this on Twitter today, stating they're ready for any type of war, whether it be a tariff war, a trade war, or any other type of war, possibly even kinetic could be what they're talking about. And also Pete Hegseth, the defense secretary for the US, also came out in response to that. I'm going to show you guys all these details as China looks like they're ready to go to a kinetic war with the US if need be over these tariffs. So this is a crazy situation. Let's hop on over here to ABC News. China warns it's ready for any type of war with the U.S. after Trump tariffs. China plans to slap retaliatory tariffs on some U.S. goods. This coming out today, March 5th, 2025. And it says down here, China issued a warning on Tuesday night that it stands ready for any type of war with the United States in the aftermath of tariffs imposed hours earlier by the Trump administration. Spokesperson for the Chinese Foreign Ministry said the tariffs would not lead to a resolution of U.S. concerns about fentanyl originating from China. Okay, I'll actually show you guys the post from him on X as well. And it says, if the U.S. truly wants to solve the fentanyl issue, then the right thing to do is to consult with China on the basis of equality, mutual respect, and mutual benefit to address each other's concerns, Chinese spokesperson Lin Jian said at a press conference late Tuesday. If the U.S. had other agenda in mind, and if war is what the U.S. wants, be it a tariff war or trade war or any other type of war, we are ready to fight till the end, the spokesperson added. Yeah, that came from Lin Jian just in the last 24 hours. And it says here the remarks came soon after the Trump administration imposed 25% tariffs on goods from Mexico and Canada, as well as 10% tariffs on imports from China. The fresh round of duties on Chinese goods doubled an initial set of tariffs placed on China last month. Within minutes of the new U.S. tariffs taking effect, China unveiled on Tuesday its initial response by placing an additional 10 to 15% tariffs on imported U.S. goods like chicken, wheat, soybeans, and beef. So the farmers I heard today are not too happy with Trump right now. I think they're calling on Trump to lift these tariffs onto China, as it's obviously going to make them lose a lot of money as well. So I want to show you guys the post now that came out on X. This is a pretty insane story. So we're going to hop on over here to X just for a moment. We're going to jump on over to the Chinese embassy in the U.S. It says if the U.S. truly wants to solve the fentanyl issue, then the right thing to do is to consult with China by treating each other as equals. If war is what the U.S. wants, be it a tariff war, a trade war, or any other type of war, we are ready to fight till the end. So they're talking a lot about fentanyl here. This terrible drug that's been coming into the U.S., not only from China, but even through like Mexico, for example. And apparently that's a large reason why Trump is also putting these tariffs onto China, is to kind of force them to start focusing on this fentanyl crisis, a lot of these drugs that come into the U.S. That's allegedly a large reason why Trump is doing this. Here's also the post coming out from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs spokesperson in China, Lin Jian, okay? And it says here, the fentanyl issue is a flimsy excuse to raise U.S. tariffs on Chinese imports. Our countermeasures to defend our rights and interests are fully legitimate and necessary. The U.S., not anyone, is responsible for the fentanyl crisis inside the U.S. In the spirit of humanity and goodwill towards the American people, we have taken robust steps to assist the U.S. in dealing with the issue. Instead of recognizing our efforts, the U.S. has sought to smear and shift blame to China and is seeking to pressure and blackmail China with tariff hikes. They've been punishing us for helping them. This is not going to solve the U.S.'s problem and will undermine our counter-narcotics dialogue and cooperation. Intimidation does not scare us. Bullying does not work on us. Pressuring, coercion, or threats are not the right way of dealing with China. Anyone using maximum pressure on China is picking the wrong guy and miscalculating. If the U.S. truly wants to solve the fentanyl issue, then the right thing to do is to consult with China by treating each other as equals. If war is what the US wants, be it a tariff war, a trade war, any other type of war, we are ready to fight till the end. So China is not going to back down on this. Looks like it will start off as a tariff war and possibly a trade war at some point, and hopefully it doesn't ever lead to a kinetic war, but I'm pretty sure that's what they're referring to here. So that's a pretty crazy statement coming out from China today. And then, of course, we had to have a response from Pete Hegseth, the defense secretary from the U.S., and this is what he stated today from Max 24. Hegseth said that the U.S. is ready, commenting on China's statement about its readiness for any type of war against the U.S., and he said this on Fox News. This happened against the backdrop of Trump's introduction of tariffs against China. Okay, so the U.S. coming out with a strong backbone now as well. And here's the report from Fox News. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth says the U.S. is prepared to go to war with China over tariff threats. Okay, and you can see this also coming out today, March 5th, 2025. So pretty crazy. Looks like we're going to see the beginning of a tariff war and possibly a trade war soon between the U.S. and China. We'll see if they get something resolved. And we know that today also, or just over the last 24 hours, we had the tariffs going into effect with also Mexico and Canada. Okay, and I think Canada was also imposing some of their own tariffs onto the U.S. as well. I think in terms of energy or something like that. So. Pretty crazy story coming out regarding China today. Just wanted to give you guys this heads up and let you know they did state today they're ready to go to war over these tariffs, which is pretty wild. But let me know what you guys think down below. That's going to be it for today's update. If you got something out of this, please smash that like button. Also, if you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing down below. Hit the notification bell. That way YouTube can notify you. And with that, hope you all have a great day. Everybody take care and God bless. And we'll see you in the next one.